मुख मधुरस छलकाए, नैन सुधा वर्षाए, प्रभु पे न्योछावर हो सर्वस्व अपना, सुख में सदा लहराए, प्रभु संदेश सुनाए, तपस्वी वही। हद के आकर्षण से परे वो, एक के आकर्षण में रहे, उनके सुबह शाम दिल में दिलारा, महिमा प्रभु की धड़कन में रहे। हद के आकर्षण से परे वो, एक के आकर्षण में रहे, उनके सुबह शाम दिल में दिलारा, महिमा प्रभु की धड़कन में रहे। अपने तपस्वी जीवन से जन जन को सत का मार्ग दिखाए, प्रभु संदेश सुनाए, तपस्वी वही, तपस्वी वही, जिनके अंग अंग हो शीतल, मुख मधुर।
Okay, good morning. Welcome to Murli Title. Is my sound okay?
Yes, Harshabhai.
So today is a beautiful Murli. Baba is talking about the silence, the power of silence. Baba is talking about the qualities and the duties of a Maharathi. See, Baba says, today, do you want to speak today? Or do you wish to go beyond speaking? Do you like the stage of being beyond speaking? Or do you enjoy speaking? Or both? Which do you enjoy the most? Is it possible to be in the stage of being beyond speaking, even while speaking? Can both be together? Or is it that we can only go beyond speaking when you're not speaking? If it is possible, when it will happen? How much time do you need to stabilize yourself in this stage? Is it possible now? Or do you need a few months or few years? Can you start to practice it now? Or is it that while involved in your activity, you are unable to practice it? If it is possible, can you do it from this moment? Those who are called Maharathis should have both their practice and their practical application hand in hand. Practice and practical application hand in hand. This is the difference between Maharathi and horse riders. The sign of a Maharathi is that as soon as they practice something, it becomes practical. Horse riders will practice something and it will take a practical form later. Whereas infantries will simply keep on thinking about their plans. There is this difference. Children should not even say the word, I am paying attention, or I will practice it. You have now gone beyond that stage. Now, whatever are your thoughts should be your actions. There should be no difference between your thoughts and actions. Those are childish things. First, to have thought, then to create plans, and then to carry them out. These are not the days for that. How far has the study progressed? It is now in the final stage. Pay attention to what the virtues and the tasks of Maharathis are. Today, Baba has come to tell you just this. Well, what? What are the virtues and tasks of a Maharathi? Baba has come to tell you just this and to give you a vision of the form of the final stage. What serviceable children can do and not do. What they can speak and not speak. Only by imbibing this now will you become an image of it in the final form. Only by imbibing this now, you will become an image of it in the final form. You saw the proof of this in the corporeal form, where Baba's practice and practical application of it, the same, or was there a difference? Whatever his thoughts were, so too were the actions. Children's duty is only to follow, to place your footsteps in the Father's footsteps. A footstep means to place your step in his step. A person will follow someone who is similar to himself. When will that stage come? Maharathis would never use the word sometimes. Will you do it sometimes or will you do it now? The word sometimes does not seem right coming from you. The word sometimes proves that there is a weakness. One is definitely to do something, and other is to say, yes, I shall do it. I should think about it. There is courage, but there isn't faith. The words of those who are faithful are not like that. The meaning of faithful is to have faith in the intellect. To have faith in the intellect, in thoughts, words, and deeds, everything. It is not just to have faith in the intellect, in knowledge, and Baba's introduction, but to have faith in the intellect even in one's thoughts. There will be faith in their words. None of their words would ever lack courage. Such a soul is called Maharathi. To be a Maharathi means to be great. So, take a pause to quickly reflect. What are the qualities of a Maharathi? Faith in the intellect, their practice and practical application is at the same time, and they will not use the word sometimes. We'll just apply it immediately. And one of the practice Baba initially started is, can you be in silence while doing action? Can you be in silence while speaking? Internally silent and your mouth doing the chant. So Baba says, what plans have you made amongst yourself? Have you made such a plan that through it, the plan of new world will take the practical form? And this is in line of that qualification of practice and practical application is at the same time. So Baba is telling, what plans have you made amongst yourself? Have you made such a plan that through it, the plan of new world will take the practical form? For the plan of the new world to take the practical form means that nothing of the old world should happen again in a practical form. Everyone says this, some in their minds and others with their words. Many plans have been made. Now we shall see what happens in a practical form. However, to finish even this thought for all time is the task of a Maharathi. Everyone's vision at present is on the special jewels of Madhuban. So, you have to show them such a vision that their vision only sees your transformed vision. You should not now have that old vision or that old attitude. Only then will the final drums beat. This is not a common gathering. This is a gathering that will perform wonders. You have to become such an embodiment that when you leave this gathering, everyone will just experience Bapdada's words in a practical way. Bapdada's sanskaras, not yours, your own, should be visible in everyone's sanskara. After removing all the sanskaras, what sanskaras do you have to fill yourself with? Those of Bapdadas. So, everyone should have a vision that you have emerged from here, having become similar to Bapdada. You have to make everyone experience this. None of the past sanskaras or thoughts should come in front of you. First of all, compare. Are these Bapdada's sanskaras? If they are not Bapdada's sanskaras, do you even touch those sanskaras? You should not touch them with your intellect. Even in thoughts, just as you would not touch anything that is feminine, in the same way, if those sanskaras are not the same as Bapdadas, do not even touch them. When you keep a discipline not to do something, then no matter what situations comes in front of you, you would not break that discipline. Instead, you would face the situation because of the aim of what you have to do. In the same way, you must not touch at all the sanskaras that are not the same as Bhaktas. You must think like this. You have climbed the ladder of going beyond the body and bodily relations. But now your sanskaras should not emerge even in your intellects. As your sanskaras, so will be your form. If someone's sanskaras are of easiness and sweetness, they have those sanskaras in their practical form. When your sanskaras become the same as Bapdada's, everyone will see Bapdada's form in you. Just as Bapdada is, so you should have the same virtues, same tasks, same words, and the same thoughts identically. Then it will emerge from everyone's lips. You seem the same. The features may be different, but the character would be the same. However, the character should be visible in the features. Bapdada now has this hope in the children. All are loving stars of success, effort-making stars. The efforts of serviceable children are successful. They would make effort just in name, but success is guaranteed for them anyway. Now, do you understand what you have to do? You have to do practically whatever you think and whatever you speak. When Baba hears such words as, I will think about it, I will see, my idea is that, Baba laughs. Why is it like this even now? Those matters seems the same as when an old person is playing with dogs. What does it seem like? So Bapdada is smiling because even though you are mature, you sometimes start playing the games of childhood. Do you know what the games with dolls are? They create a whole life story. They bring it up from being small, then they marry it. In the same way, children also create a creation of some thoughts and sustain it. Then they bring it up and then they themselves become distressed by it. So, is this not doll's play? They even then become amazed at themselves. Now, you must not create such a creation. Bapdada does not create any wasteful creation, but the children create a wasteful creation and then make effort to finish it and move away from it. Therefore, you must not create such a creation. You create a right creation very quickly in a second, and you also create an inaccurate creation just as quickly. You have so many thoughts in 1 second. What need is there to create a creation? Give it time and then try to finish it. Now you have to apply a break to that creation. Those people have birth control. This is the creation of thoughts. And so this too is a birth. It is the human population that is ever increasing, whereas here it is the number of thoughts that are ever increasing. You now have to control these things. Because of a weakness in effort, there is creation of thoughts. Therefore, you now have to finish the name and trace of it. The past things, the past sanskaras should be experienced as though you don't know which past they belong to. Their name and trace should be finished to this extent. Your language now has to change. Some words which are not according to the final stage emerge even now. This is why you only have to have those thoughts, speak those words, and perform those actions. After this bhatti, the sparkle of perfection should be visible on everyone's face. If you bring perfection close to you from now, others will also be able to bring it closer to themselves, number wise. If you bring it about, if you bring it about at the end, then what would the others do? The corporeal form, Baba, brought about the complete perfect stage in a corporeal form. You are able to see separately the complete and perfect one and the corporeal one. In the same way, your corporeal form should not be visible separately. which virtues was clearly visible in the corporeal form, through which you were able to see perfection coming close? Which virtue was it that, or seeing it? Everyone used to say that although Bhakti was in corporeal form, there was the experience of him being Avyakt. Which virtue was that? Each one gave his own idea. The significance of all the things you say is one. However, this stage is called being beyond. To be beyond, even in your body, to be beyond, to be an observer. An example is given of one who becomes a detached observer. So, a detached observer gives the proof of being an observer and disappears in front of you in the form of an example. One thing is to be beyond with your intellect, but you should be beyond even in your sanskaras. These are my sanskaras. Go beyond even this consciousness of I. I think that. Go beyond this consciousness of I think that. No, but think that this is Bhapdata sanskaras. If after having knowledge in the intellect, there is a consciousness of I, that consciousness of I causes a loss. Firstly, you have to renounce thinking, I am this body. And secondly, I think this, I am an enlightened soul. I am wise. You also have to finish this consciousness of I. Wherever you have been using the word I, you should remember Bhapdada. And wherever you have been using your own understanding, you should remember Srimad. Firstly, you have to finish the consciousness of I. Secondly, the consciousness of mind. This also makes you fall down. You have to finish the consciousness of the four words, I and mine, you and yours. These four words have taken you away from perfection. Completely finish the consciousness of these four words. I, mine, you, yours. Do you check the words of the sanskara? Sorry, do you check the words of sakar form at the end? What did you hear in every situation? Baba, Baba. In which aspects were you given a correction when there was no success in service? Baba used to explain. Whenever you speak, say Baba, Baba, and the arrow will hit the target. When you remember Baba, I and mine, you and yours, finish. What will your stage become then? Everything will become plain and you will be able to stay in plain remembrance. Okay, so we'll give a pause here and quickly reflect what Baba has been sharing about. So one of the sanskaras is to follow Maharathi. As he was coming closer to his perfect stage, the stage of being beyond was very much visible. Being beyond words, thoughts, sanskaras. And Baba mainly emphasizing on the sanskaras of I and mine, you and yours. To go beyond the sanskaras of that, Baba says, use the word Baba. Baba sanskaras, how Baba thinks, what is Baba's stage, going beyond that. And Baba was also talking about the sanskaras of Maharathis, which is your perfect and complete sanskaras of perfect and complete stage, wherein Baba was talking about being easy and sweetness. Those sanskaras come in a practical form, easy and sweetness. When we go beyond body and bodily relationships, the things that trigger those old sanskaras, you go beyond old sanskaras also. So Baba says, create this discipline of not going back. Baba does not like sometimes, and I'll think about it, I'll plan about it. Baba wants everything to happen instantly. You think about it, you practice, and it manifests itself in a practical form. It comes in a practical application. So these are the qualities of Maharathis. So now take a minute to reflect on how close am I to this stage. Try to recognize the moments you go beyond the influence of your old sanskaras. You recognize them emerging in a situation, but you can feel you're going beyond the influence of your old sanskaras. As you detach yourself, you feel that sense of lightness. You gracefully pass through the situation, staying beyond. And there is this grace, there is this natural sweetness. Whilst you handle a situation, you remember you're free from any ego trips. No matter what people say and no matter what happens, your ego is never hurt because you're beyond that sense of limited self. You very well embody your perfect and complete self. You need to soak in how it feels to gracefully go beyond the bondages of old sanskaras. Just by being your perfect self. Not trying to be anybody else, but just trying to be your true self. Bandhan just being absorbed in Baba's love and embodying Baba's sanskaras. You can feel as you practicing this in action, those sanskaras of Baba naturally manifest in your interactions. All we have to do is just be ourselves. Om Shanti. Let's take a few minutes to share what and how are you going to practice today's Murli in action. Because Baba is coming. In India it is today evening. How are you going to welcome Baba today? With what form are you going to invoke Baba? Please unmute yourself and share your points.
Good morning, everyone. Very nice, Murli, and very well rendered. I like the points where my Baba in this today's Avyakt Murli has described the qualities of Maharathis. That is, we need to practice and be practical also. As in our college days, we used to read and we used to have the knowledge of the science, theory part, and the practical. But while we would read it, we would not understand. But when we would go to the lab and do it practically, that would have a more impact than just going through the theory. So this reminded me of that, and I also liked where my Baba has described about the qualities of these Marathis, that we have to be disciplined, and we should not create any wasteful thoughts, and we need to go beyond. These are the points which I liked. And I have one question, brother. In one point, Baba has mentioned, my Baba has mentioned that thing that you have finished the consciousness of 4 words. I, mine, you, and yours. I and mine, it's very familiar. But what about this you and yours? Like usually when we say, we should never say, I did it, this is mine, and so on. But how do we use these 2 words, you and yours?
So one thing that came to my mind when Baba was talking about you and yours is generally, when we don't feel good, we try to look for why am I not feeling good. Most of the time it comes to because you did this, because you did that, you didn't do this. Why is this? It is still extroverted, right? So it is the next step in a way that in one of the sharing that Janki was sharing, or maybe it came up in a Avyakt Murli, that whoever is in touch with you is not doing the right thing or is making a mistake, you are the reason. It's a very strange thing that he was telling. If you are in a powerful state, you bring out the best in other person. If other person is not being their best, you are the cause of it in a way. So even though the other person is not doing their best, I cannot say that you are not doing your job. It should be my presence should influence them to bring out the best in them, and then they are in their best in my presence. So in other words, I have to push myself to the level of Baba. Before Baba's presence, no old sanskaras emerges, you see. I think that is one thing that popped up in my mind when Baba was telling you should go beyond you and yours. Like blaming is obvious thing, that you cannot blame others for things that is not happening. And then taking it a little further, that your presence should be so powerful that it invokes their goodness or their best in the others.
Okay, okay, yeah, got it. Thank you, brother.
Om Shanti, brother.
Thank you.
Om Shanti. Hello, Om Shanti.
Om
Am
Shanti,
I-
yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
you can
so
do.
when you said this, I remember a long time back, there was something, a serial kind on the TV, like Tu Tu Meme. And that was the time when this 70 Murli, I think, was going on. So when he said that, it really struck me. Baba said, first you say, nothing is mine, everything is yours, when in the golden age. Then you start saying, everything is yours, everything is yours. Then we come to mine and yours, yours and mine. So Baba says, even this I, mine, you, yours, you should go beyond that. Even thinking that other person is a body, that something else belongs to him, even that brings about a kind of a trap in you. You and that person. So a kind of a thing is created, and Baba doesn't like anyone between him and his children. He doesn't want it. It's just you, I, and Baba. So when this thing came, I remember we used to take these 4 words and we made a nice sentence about it. We included all the 4 words. I am yours and you are mine. So these 4 words, what I did, instead of finishing it, we just took it like that. I am yours and you are mine. So in this world of I and you, it is only me and Baba. It was a wonderful game we had played, I remember. I thought I just wanted to share. I'm yours and you are mine. The 4 words, how to bring about a beautiful a kind of a feeling instead of just finishing it out.
Oh, that is beautiful. Thank you, Guruji. So instead of finishing I, my, you, yours, so like mine is Baba and you are mine. Like it. Thank you. Balwinder bhai.
One more thing I just wanted to add, coming to the Murli. This is a beautiful Murli because it reminds me about that memorial in Mount Abu. You know, where you go there, they show you the Maharathis, the infantries in the temple, and the infantry and the horse. So Baba calls us spiritual warriors. But I don't know, when we used to read the Mahabharata, there used to be these 12 kinds of warriors. And I always used to think about one who's a Maharathi is great. He can sit on the elephant and, no sight scenes, nothing affects him. He's just cool. And, to attack him even is difficult. So, and today Baba is saying, yes, Maharathi are courageous people. And what they do, what they think and speak, they immediately do. So that one thing of the picture of Mahabharata or the picture or memorial came in mind. Then, of course, Baba, like Wikipedia, he gives us a lot of qualities, courageous, faith in thoughts and all. And 2 things Baba has said. Today he has used the word, don't use the word sometimes. And if you remember some 2 or 3 Murlis back, Baba said he doesn't like the word trying. So it all gives you a sign of Purusharthi. So when that came, I was just churning, but I am a warrior. I have to still keep going. I have to keep trying. I have to keep going. So at that time, Baba says, yes, do it, but do it as a Maharathi. So even that one picture of a Maharathi or the Ashwa, that is the horse person He cannot look much on the sides, but he goes fast. Speed is there. But for infantry, it's different. He watches everything, he waits, he thinks, he plans, he sees, when will I reach my destination? So a sort of classification I just used to make of this with the Mahabharata. Om Shanti.
That is beautiful. And other thing I was thinking about as you're sharing is, if you are an infantry, you are at risk. Your risk is much higher than those who are on the horses or those compared to those who are on the elephant, right? So I feel it is better to be on an elephant, even if you are making effort. So your risk is less, even in a practical application also, when you're in a situation and people come and push your buttons and things happen. If I can just follow through what Baba is telling, for example, just say Baba, Baba, which means like observe yourself, be cautious about where is your sense of self. Are you pulled into old sanskaras and old self? Just paying that attention, that effort will pull you back to Baba. And then just allow Baba's sanskaras to work through the situation. That is a much safer way or much effective way to handle the situation rather than battling with our own limited self and getting through that, going through the bruises of tutu mame, and then you get hurt and then you bang your heads like, oh gee, why did I say that and why is this happening? So we end up losing time there, right? So the risk of following as an infantry is much higher and we lose much more time and much more energy compared to just pulling ourselves into that Maharathi stage, pull ourselves into Bapdada's lap, Bapdada's sanskaras, and allow Baba's sanskaras to work through it, work through the situation. And that will bring out a lot of resilience and strength within us. It's I like this win-win tips Baba gives. You do it now and it is effective now and it will help you in a long term also. Yeah, thank you.
Beautiful, brother. You gave the practical lesson. You gave the examination. I think now time for us to be promoted as Maharathis. Like in any school, they have a theory paper. Theory paper is the Shrimad. You also told the practical tips. If in practical exam, one has to pass, and then only they'll be graduated. So hope we are all graduated into Maharathis.
And of course, we will. Thank you. Yeah. Radhamani saying some points here. Maharathis always follow father's footsteps. I just want to share on that footsteps thing. So I have one of my friend who is very much into this sport of mountain climbing. So he climbed Mount Everest and all the 7 summits and stuff. He visited here. Once we went to the one of the highest peaks in California, where I felt this, what it means to follow in others' footsteps. So we were hiking a very steep mountain. I'm not technical climber. So he said like, don't worry. And then he tied his rope harness with my harness. And then we were saying like, don't worry, just make sure you put your foot where I put. And it was in the night. And then we followed through. And then we climbed up the whole mountain within a short time. And then next day we were coming down. Next day when I saw that how we climbed up, I was shocked. How next day it was daylight, and then when I saw that it was very steep section that we were climbing, and I didn't even feel that I was doing any effort. And then I realized that, look, the hardest things just by following through somebody who's successful, will make such a which make things so easy even for inexperienced one. And now Baba is with us, and especially Brahma Baba, he gets all the challenges before us, and then he figures out the optimal way to getting through those challenges. And all of this Murlis, Baba gives those tips just by following through, even if you blindly follow through what Baba says, and then you can see so much effective we become, even though we are inexperienced in it or not as powerful as Brahma Baba. Just by following him through exactly what they did, or Mama what she did, will take us to the next level very quickly. So yeah, that was like a practical revelation when I personally went through that steep climb, just because I was following through somebody who is really experienced and skilled. And then he's also aware that whatever he is doing, his actions affect mine because I'm blindly following him. So yeah, so and we have very experienced climber Brahma Baba. He climbs through the steepest section of Confluence Age from total Tamopradhan stage. He's taking us to total Satopradhan stage, the steepest climb in the whole of the cycle. And just by following through his steps, we just accelerate to the next level. Thank you. I am yours.
Shanti.
Yeah.
Om Shanti.
Yes. Om Shanti.
Another thing is that the more elevated we are, in Lockheed also we see the aeroplanes and all, they're very quite high. So they don't get to, struggle with the traffic or the limitations of the surface, limitations of the earth. So they go beyond. So that also is signified by the Maharathi stage, that we don't get perturbed by small, sight scenes and things like that. So the higher we are, the better it is, as you also brought out very beautifully. So we should always keep our stage very high. There's a stage, Maharathi is a stage at which, our thoughts, words and actions are through that stage. The soul is seated on the stage and then everything comes from there. I think beautiful Murli has brought out this aspect. So we have to keep checking and analyzing where are we seated right now, and are we flying high or we are flying low, because flying low is a risk. There can be, chopper crashes and all that. So we have to be flying high. Om Shanti.
Oh, that's very beautiful. Very well said. You are beyond all the traffic and noises of the earth. But the higher altitude has their own challenges, like atmospheric turbulences and stuff like that. There, Baba will take care.
Yes.
Baba
Yes,
will help.
true. Yeah, flying high also means you keep, enough fuel also.
That's
And
true.
enough fuel of purity, and it should be sustained it should be a sustainable source, which is Baba. Of course, you don't have to again and again replenish your this thing. It should be like it should be there with you for a long time. You can fly high.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you'll have to come down and again take fuel. So
that's
make
true.
sure you generate your own fuel. I mean, Baba's take once and then here maybe something from the Gyan Surya solar kind of plane.
That's right.
Oh,
We should, we should carry our solar panels as we fly, so we never have to come down. Very nice.
that's true. Om Shanti, Vaidi. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Shanti. Anyone else?
Honestly, just adding on to this conversation, the pilots do experience something called a break-off phenomena. It is said that once they are flying in a very calm zone where they have no terrain around, when there are no birds, they do experience out-of-body experience. And certain people were really terrified when this was being talked. in the class that how can like pilots feel this? Uh, out means not able to fly an aircraft all by himself and out of the aircraft. But we as Baba's children understand that yes, there are situations when people go out of body and experience that avyakt stage. And later, when I went into deeper aspects of these, I found that this is a very enjoyable process that pilots go through, and it is true. So that's what I could understand that once we have that experience high up in the sky, we are really flying. Thank you. Om Shanti. I also like this point that we have to think before thinking that whatever we are thinking, does it match the footsteps of Baba or not? And then it can come into action. Thank you, Baba.
Thank you. That's beautiful. Yeah. Think before you think. So that is a very interesting process. I like Jagdish Bhai's this 6 steps of awareness, right? Like Smriti creates vritti, vritti leads to drishti, drishti leads to, and then your thinking starts. Thinking, which leads to kriti and sanskaras and all of the stuff, anubhuti and stuff. So I think thinking before thinking is paying attention to not what we are thinking, but paying attention to what drives our thinking, which is our drishti and vritti. And what drives our drishti and vritti is, where is my smriti? How am I relating to this? Yeah, it's I like that Jagdish Bhai's thing. Yeah. Anyone else wants to share what you like from today's Murli?
Brother, one more. Can you just elaborate this sentence that my Baba has said? We should never hurt our ego because we are beyond.
Can you say it again, Sandhya? Like, we never heard?
There's one sentence which you read was, we should never hurt our ego because we are beyond. This sentence we had come across while reading the Murli. So it
Right. Yeah, it was more around the I and my thing. So the I and my thing is more about we should go beyond ego hurts, If I am in the sense of I, so then something will happen that that violates your I, limited I. So that disrupts your ego. Yeah. Okay. Parthive?
Om Shanti.
Chintan.
I like the point where Baba said that just be yourself. So after taking so much knowledge, it is important to get into a stage where we stabilize ourselves and just be soul conscious, just be natural. So this is the state where we get close to Baba, and as Baba said that you should be in a state where that in which you are speaking then and still you are not speaking anything. So this is a stage of being feeling the super sensuous joy. So I am learning right now to be in such a state that as the conversation was going, to be in a flying stage, you have to carry the fuel, or you can say the Murli, all the knowledge of Murli with you, so that you can always be in a state where karmatit stage, we should say, that we are doing things but we are not feeling as we are doing anything. So this is the point I like, that how Baba beautifully said that you should be learn to be in who you are actually. Do not try to be someone else. Om Shanti.
Yeah, it's such a powerful practice. Being in silence and speaking, which is like so effortless, so transparent inside, and your expression, everything is so transparent. Even your intellect is not thinking because you're not doing anything which is not aligned to your inner self or aligned to what is needed for the for the other person or others for the situation that is around. I think that is the stage even in golden age, because we won't be thinking too much. Our presence and our interactions with other people, our relationship is of totally different level, because it is not based on words, conversations, sharing ideas and concepts and my hobbies, your hobbies kind of thing. But you're sharing your stage, your presence with others' presence, and you're revealing yourself as and when the other person's presence is. So you're together, we are creating this beautiful scene on in the golden age. I think this practice of being silent and still in the expression is the practice that we continue to do even in golden age, when we interact with people, nature, and continue our journey through golden silver age. It's such a powerful practice. Thank you.
Brother, just I know there's no time. Just one point I want to say. Somebody just spoke about thinking, but if you see in the Murli, Baba mentions two words. One is, how can you be so childish? You're going to think and then you're going to act and do. There's no time for all this. It's the final stage. Then Baba also speaks about a doll's play. What are you playing with dolls? Bringing them together, getting them married and all. So अभी तो ये स्टेज का ये सोचना है ना, अभी करना है, महारथी बनना है. I was just thinking when somebody spoke about socho. Today's Murli Baba has put us on a very, I don't know, a kind of a different kind of a speed.
That's right. Yeah, thank you.
Adding on to what everybody's shared, there is one point in the Murli that Baba mentions, that is there possible for you that when you are speaking also, there is an experience of silence. While I was reflecting on this point, the two things which we practically also do today reminded me of the same thing as example. One is when the mother is singing a lullaby for the child. So jab lori gaate, that time also there are words being spoken, but the space is of so much of silence and calm that the baby goes to sleep. The next example is when you're speaking and you're still experiencing silence, is the pace of music and the lyrics which have been sang while the music has been played. So even that point of time, in my experience, I get connected so much with songs, whether it was initially with Lokik songs, today with Baba's songs, that even if I'm not able to sit for my yoga, and if I switch on any of the songs of Baba, I get into that mode of meditation. So these were two experiences which I practically felt that what Baba is talking here is possible. Om Shanti.
Yeah, that is beautiful. Like, it is like, yeah. There is one song which talks like, your life is like a song. I keep singing this song, you know. So, like, your explanation very well fits in. If, you know, they say that the song is very perfect when you feel and then share your feelings in the song, feel it and then live up to it, you know. So I think especially all these Baba songs, lyrics are beautiful, and most of them are from Satish Bhai, from Madhuban, and it is so beautiful lyrics. But whoever is singing, like Asmita Ben or whoever, they go into this meditative state, into this pure love for Baba, and then they allow that bhavna to to flow through their voice, and we are actually listening to her bhavna more than the lyrics, and that is what taking us into that bhavna. That's beautiful. Yeah,
Sure.
staying connected. Yeah.
In the interest of time, before we invite you for meditation, there is an announcement for the Sunday session. We'll soon share the flyer as well. This is a master class by Dr. Shwetang Agarwal from North Carolina. The topic of this session is harboring an attitude of gratitude. So we invite each one of you to be here on Sunday morning class at 5 a.m. and also invite other brothers and sisters. Om Shanti. Over to you, Harshabhai, for meditation.
You. Okay. So Make yourself very comfortable, and as you slow down, allow your sense of self, allow your self-awareness to naturally gravitate to your perfect and complete form. Very light, very natural, very graceful. Try to feel your stage coming close to Baba's stage. Allow your sthiti to come close to Baba's stage. Very light, and stage of going beyond. Going beyond the gravity of old sanskaras, going beyond the gravity of limited survival instincts. Allow yourself to go into this sense of abundance beyond. Feel that sense of ease, and that sense of sweetness. Deepen this experience and stabilize this stage. For the rest of the day, sustain this stage until we meet Baba in the evening. Om Shanti to all Maharathi soul.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Harsha Pai, for making an affirmation that I am Maharathi soul and imbibing all the values and virtues of Maharathis today and moving ahead. Thank you, divine souls. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that time, have a wonderful day. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti for a beautiful session. Thank you all.
Thank you, brother.
Om Shanti.
Thank you, Bhaji. Om Shanti.